Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young. Our guest is Assemblymember Anthony Portantino, who represents the 44th District. He joins us to discuss why he voted no on the 2011-2012 budget agreement and legislation he has introduced that would grant the public access to all 120 state legislative budgets. Nice to have you with us, sir.
Thanks, Tracy.
So I'd like to go backwards for just a minute. You were the only Assembly Democrat that voted no on the budget bill. Why did you make that decision?
Well, first of all, it's a matter of priorities and it's a matter of fiscal responsibility. Once the budget became a majority vote, basically a Democratic budget, I wanted to make sure that it reflected our values. And for me, higher education was the most important piece. We were devastating higher education in this budget. We were then turning our attention to devastate local government through the redevelopment takeaway. And again, what's important for California? Education and jobs. Where are those jobs coming from? The local community redevelopment projects. The absence of a statewide jobs plan I couldn't see hurting local governments, which are actually creating jobs and making things done. Then, of course, the income projections were completely and totally inflated, and we're seeing that now with the Comptroller's Office projecting what's really going to happen. So we were inflating the income projections. And then the fourth reason was the prison realignment piece. You know, people in the San Gabriel Valley want to go to sleep at night and know their car's not going to be stolen. And here, by sending offenders from the federal or from the state prisons to the counties without a real plan to do that or the finances to do it, it's just going to create more early release of inmates on our streets with the highest recidivism rate.
So you're not painting a particularly positive picture of the agreement that was signed on June 30th by our governor.
I frankly stand behind my vote 100% that the budget needed more work, more attention, and it was rushed to get done. And you know, I was elected to represent the San Gabriel Valley in my district, and I'm going to do that when I vote.
So what happened, what has transpired since that time, which actually in a very short period of time, because most of this all happened during the month of July, when you made that decision to go against your caucus, the Democratic caucus, your budget has come under both review by your party and also the budget has been cut.
Right.
What's happening there?
Well, there was a direct consequence of my vote. 9 days after my vote, I received a letter from the Rules Committee chair saying that my budget miraculously was only approved for the first 2 quarters of the year and had been cut for the third and fourth. This is my personal budget.
What's the normal policy?
Normal policy is, frankly, every member has a different budget. You start the year with a number, and you know they do the hiring and the firing. We don't. And in this case,
and who makes the decision on what each legislator's budget is?
The Speaker of the Assembly. And in this case, they arbitrarily cut my budget to create a phony overage of $67,000, and then wanted me to fire 4 of my people. This is crazy.
And your staff comprises of approximately how many people?
My staff is 11 people, and so I said, you know what? A, I have a right to vote to protect education and to protect the cities of my district, and B, you have no right to cut my budget and force these draconian measures onto the 44th Assembly District. And here's what they're going to do. On October 21st, they're going to lay off all 11 people for 40 days. They're going to shut down my office. They've already stopped my mail. They've stopped my ability to order office supplies. It's pure punishment, which they promised they were going to do. They said there would be consequences, and they followed through on it. But you know what? I'm okay.
How are your constituents responding to this? Because we have a representative democracy.
Right.
People in your district vote for you. How are your constituents responding?
They're outraged. First of all, they're incredulous, because who would believe that such a petty thing would be done at a time when we have serious problems in the state of California? We should be focusing on these big issues, not punishing legislators for voting their conscience, and certainly not punishing the staff for doing their job.
All right. Well, the bottom line is you guys are you back in session right now, so I guess stay tuned is probably the best thing to watch on this one.
Absolutely.
All righty. Thank you so much for your time. It's always great to have you with us when you're in the district. Thank you for watching Charter Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young.